Alright guys, so for the Talon, we have Tusk teton wheels with the polished machine centered. I went with the Tusk aramid terrabites. Stocks are 28s. I went with 30, 10, 15s on there, just a little bit taller and wider. Never used these before. Couldn't really find any reviews that I was confident with. I went ahead and got the 10 plies. If I like these tires after I use them, then I'm probably going to go ahead and buy another one for a spare. Then the next time I can get by, I'll just buy 3. And then pick the best tire out of the worn 4 that I take off for the spare and just rotate them. I bought all 4 wheels the same size, tires same size, that way I can rotate them. The R has 1.5 inches difference in the wheel offset from the front to the back. So I bought spacers for the back, currently have not arrived yet. So once I get the spacers, I can put these on and I'll be able to rotate them. That way they will wear more even and last longer. So I'll show you guys how I like to put my bead locks together. They're pretty known for leaking, so I bought mine not mounted, bought them separate, and I'll show you guys what I do to help seal them up. Nobody wants to buy brand new tires and wheels and then have to air them up every time you go for a drive. So I'm gonna buzz these bolts out, take the ring off, and I will show you guys how I like to do it. This is a pretty common product. It's nothing rare or exotic. You can get this pretty much anywhere. This is what I use. I've used this on skid loader tires that the chunks of the bead were actually missing, and it was plumbed down to the cords on the bead area, and you can slop a bunch of this on there and sealed up and held air. So not only for bead locks, but just for a sealant, bead sealant for any situation. Stuff works, and it's pretty good stuff. You can get this at basically any farm and home store, most auto parts. You can order it online pretty much anywhere. It's nothing super fancy or rare, but I like to take this, and this is for the inside of the wheel, but just put some of this around the bead. Doesn't have to be a lot. I've already done this one, but put some around the bead. No big deal. The other side's what matters. I really don't even need to do this side, but I'm going to. So the bead lock, the inside of the tire just slips right over this side, so it's nothing special. I have this wheel sitting on a 5-gallon bucket because my tires are wider than the wheel, and it won't set down all the way, and just makes it harder to do the bead lock side of the wheel. So I have mine sitting on a bucket. I may have to take a pry bar and just help it over. This weak bucket that I got it on just won't hold it. So we put it on just like that. No big deal. I'll move this camera so you guys can get a better look. So on a bead lock, you have this groove right along here, and that is where the tire is going to sit. Now you can put some of this bead sealer on there and do the bead, and I always overlap it just a little bit, but I'll just kind of show you a little bit of a close-up. But this is how I do mine. Let me get this back up here like so you guys can see. So what I do is I get the tire where I want it, center it on the bead where it sits, just like so. Take my bead sealant. Now of course, anybody guarantee you 99% of them, it's a waste of time balancing because they're close enough that it's not going to matter. Now on a sport bike, they go fast enough that it will make a difference. Do not recommend using beads. They're pretty junky. They're expensive, and they just, they don't work out well. I've tried them, and just, save your money. That's what I'm going to tell you. Save your money. If you have very many bikes or toys, I recommend just buying a truing stand and balancer. Doesn't take long to get your money back. Tires are pretty simple, in my opinion. It's good to know, good to be able to Save yourself a lot of money doing your own tires. I do my tires. I do some tires for friends if I need to or whatever. You know, not a big deal at all. The smaller a tire is, the harder they are. There's just not that much give. The bigger the tire, the more you can kind of work it and stretch it and whatnot. So I've done everything from scraper tires, tractor tires, truck tires, car tires, implement tires. There's split rims, truck tires, trailer tires. You do one, you've done them all. Big tires are pretty easy until you get into really big tires. We've got a couple tractors that have extremely large tires, so it takes quite a bit to do those. So I'm gonna get this on here and we'll come back. Okay, so we've got the bead sealant spread all the way around where we want it. Excuse me, we're gonna take a ring and set it on, no big deal. It is recommended. I'll put anti-seize on the bolts. Now, basically there's two kinds of anti-seize. There's the silver and the copper. The silver is pretty basic. This copper that I have is sensor safe, high temperature. Now, I'm sure that this is the more expensive anti-seize, but this is the only anti-seize that I have, so that's why I'm using this. So I'm pretty sure it both works the same. This is probably just more expensive. Anti-seize, you buy a bottle this size and it lasts forever, so it is what it is. Now we're going to anti-seize all these bolts. We're going to start torque them down, and no reason to make bolt by bolt video, so I'll get these going and I'll be back here in just a second. Put our anti-seize on all of our bolts. This is my junky torque wrench. I don't recommend one of these to anybody, but I must have loaned out my good torque wrench and haven't gotten it back yet. So anyway, I'm going to use these basically. I've already run them down where they're snug. I like to make about at least 3 passes on these before I tighten them up, or before they tighten up. You kind of want to do it evenly. You don't want to do them all at once, obviously. So we're just going to make our way around this, tighten each one of them up just a little bit. That one's already there. Don't want to go too much in one spot, but we're just going to tighten them all up. Keep going around the wheel. Make about 3 passes, ideally, after they're snug. You just want them all to be even. These call for 20 foot-pounds. I don't think it's as important to be right at 20 foot-pounds as it is to make sure that they're all even. If they're not all even, then one spot in this bead or in this ring won't have as much pressure, and that'll make it prone to leak. So I'm going to run around these, get these all torqued down where they're all the same. Go around them one more time after that just to make sure. And we're going to air it up, and then it'll be good to go. Now they do say to check these every 50 miles until you hit 200 miles. So if you want to do that, it'd probably be good. So I'm going to go around here and we'll get these tightened up, and we'll put some air in it. Alright guys, so got all the bolts torqued down and we're good to go there. So well, we did put the bead sealant on this side, and we're going to put some soap and water on it just to help it bead up a little bit. Easy as can be. A lot of people think they have to use a bead blaster or some ether starting fluid, but 99% of the time you don't need to do that at all. Just like that. So that's a little bit interesting. These valve stems came in the wheels. Had a cap on the valve stem. And they did not have a valve stem core in it. That I have never seen before, so not a big deal. Let's put a core in it. But I've never seen one that came with valve stems and a cap and didn't have a valve stem core in it, so I guess it's a new experience for me. As you can see, it beaded up 100% good. Got some bubbles there where it come up, but I always do that until you get seated. So we'll put some air in here. We're good to go on this one. So tire pressure is going to vary for whatever tire that you want to run. What you're going to run in, or going in the mud or hard terrain or rock, or, you know, to each their own. Tire pressure is pretty much a matter of opinion these days. I think I'm going to start at about 10 pounds on these, and I'll just adjust it accordingly. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's how I seal up my beadlocks. So I'm not going to put these on. Obviously, I bought a brand new machine, so that being said, I paid for these thin stock tires and wheels. So, I mean, might as well get some good out of them. Now, I know they ain't real great, but I already paid for them, so you might as well get some use out of them. So once I get these on and I run it a while, I will give a review on them and see what I like and don't like about them, or if I recommend them. I may not recommend them at all, I don't know. But, you know, they're a good looking tire. Wheels ain't bad looking. Definitely a lot better than the stock R wheels, because they're just hideous in my opinion. The X wheels definitely look better. So, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate all the support, all the comments, the subscribers. So, appreciate it. See you guys next time.